Greetings, the tubes. It is me again, the guy with the funny hat, missing the hat. Uh, uh, Greetings to all of my fan. Hi, Mom, and hi to the artificial intelligence that runs on 32K of RAM on an Atari 2600 in Belarus, whom I get very interesting comments from at 12:30 at night on a Sunday. Anyway, we'll talk later about that. It is October 12th, 2025, and I am on my way back home to Bodfish, God's own chosen small town. And I have just spent 2 weeks in what I like to refer to as the fourth ring of hell, Los Angeles. Went down there for 3 days, and as usual, there for 2 weeks because of my delightful boss and his erratic schedule. I am currently at my favorite pizza place. I'm not sure if you can read the sign at all, but it says Me and Ed's Pizza, and I'm in Bakersfield. It is one of the last stops before you go through the canyon up to Bodfish. And, well, the ambience is a mix of what you would expect from American culture. So this is my view out here on the veranda. So a delightful mix of what the hell mixed with fuck it. Because that's how we roll here in Los Angeles or Southern California or the United States in general. The bare minimum to extract what we perceive as the maximum amount of shareholder value. This end of Bakersfield is actually beautiful country. It's rolling hills, and we've got we've got miles of almond groves and vineyards and olive orchards, and there's actually, you wouldn't know it, but down that way there's actually a nice little olive grove and vineyard with wine tasting, and one of the best little cafes that you could possibly walk into, with a delightful woman that's starving to death because she can't get enough customers. Once again, you look at videos of Italy and Brussels and all of these other places, and you see the little sidewalk cafes and how charming everything is and how charming the local districts are. As an American and who's not traveled to France, and I don't intend to, I have no idea if that is the reality of living in those countries, but I can tell you, this, I hope to God, is uniquely American. Oh God. We could do better, but once again, we get to putting the thing up. We tart it up with some cheap chintz, and then we go, yeah, fuck it, because nobody cares, nobody's paying attention, nobody's watching. Interesting couple of weeks, as every couple of weeks in Los Angeles is, whether I like it or not. And just have to put that there. I love that view, part of that view anyway. If you can look past the freeway and the intersection towards the mountains, it's really nice. But it's kind of like going to a graduation party, and they've got this beautiful catered spread of food, and someone's shit in the punch bowl, and you just kind of work around it. Anyway, what was I saying? God, I look old. October 12th, I should say, to, once again, all of my loyal fan and the Atari 2600 in Belarus, yeah, I am 59 years old as of October 10th. Oh, I don't feel a day over 13.5 billion. You know, when I'm listening to technology and I'm hearing about Peter Diamandis is one of my favorite kooks to listen to, and he talks about radical transformation. And isn't going to be great that over the next 5 to 10 years they're going to invent drugs that will extend my life to somewhere in my hundreds, and it's entirely possible that we might conquer death entirely. And he gives that big shit-eating grin about how fantastic that'll be. And I think about my life. That's not a bad life. Don't get me wrong here. Not complaining. I've had more grace than I deserved, as most of us do. But I listen to that and I go, 140? Oh my God! I thought I was almost done. I don't think I have it in me to make it to 80, let alone 140. Let me out. Let me out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not suicidal. Life is good. But life is predictable, routine. Dealing with other human beings is predictable and routine. And, I think about it and I wonder, how in the hell do you even create enough games to make life interesting to 140? Or do you spend the last 40 years of it in a little wheelchair in a corner, with the drapes pulled, looking out over a freeway, and filled to the gills with pills, trying to remember what species of animal you are, let alone trying to get down to human, or what that experience means. We're in for some amazing things. Anyway, so I am an IT guy. For 49 years, I have been in computers, and then I get to work for this man, and I become, I don't know what I am. I suppose I'm, as I like to say it, I'm the IT guy, which is it. If it is causing you a problem, then you get to fix it, because you are the IT manager, the manager of it. So I call myself the it wrangler. In the course of a couple of weeks, I worked on some business reports. I created a couple of spreadsheet catalogs and hot sheets for the electrical distribution industry. Woohoo! Nothing more glamorous than working in electrical wholesale. As I've always said over the last 25 years, where dreams come to die. It's a living, but you better learn to drink a lot. And currently, apparently I have. I made the mistake. I thought I was ordering a half pitcher. Got that instead. So I'm 2.5 glasses into this, and so this video might be more entertaining than normally. Because usually I'm a one glass kind of drinker. 1 pint of beer is a nice warm day at the end of a frustrating day is beautiful. And anything past that for me, I don't know how I'm going to get through that, or do I just walk away? Anyway, by the way, that is my favorite pizza at Me and Ed's, which is just a standard combination pizza. And I think me and like 4 other people in Southern California actually go to Me and Ed's Pizza. I think it is the best pizza that you could possibly get in California. But apparently the rest of the world does not agree with me. They'd rather buy Domino's or Little Caesar. I'm not even sure that's food. That's like low temperature melted plastic with vegetable oil. Ugh. there have been times when I've had to eat Domino's, and honestly, I would have rather eat the box. The box had more flavor because apparently, at least there's a little salt or chemical something in the ink that they print for the logos and stuff on the boxes. But mayonnaise, good. But once again, apparently me and only 3 other people in Southern California think that. It's a franchise that never caught on in Los Angeles. It seems to go about as far as Ventura, and then you don't see it again. Anyway, was I talking about something important? Do I ever? No, probably not. So, oh yes. So, yeah, spreadsheets, writing cell phone apps, working on an online database, doing e-commerce, and repairing a Tesla, changing the batteries on kids' ride-on vehicles, upgrading PC software, fixing a forklift. This is a normal work week for me in Los Angeles because I'm the IT manager, and that's what IT managers do. Once again, the ambiance. You know, nothing quite says a relaxing, romantic dinner out on the veranda as traffic, car alarms, and people filling up with gas. Oh, by the way, this weird little mess. This is the most... Anyone think he wanted to be noticed? I think he's compensating. This is the weirdest fucking thing because there's also a Starbucks in this little center here. And they decided to do a drive-through window for Starbucks that goes all the way around the back end and starts right at the edge of me and Ed's. And that's the drive-up window ordering. And the Starbucks is on one end and the me and Ed's is on the other. So while you're out here on this wonderful porch, enjoying the fantastic Southern California sun and the beautiful view, then you get to usually listen to every 3 minutes someone driving up in a 4-wheel drive SUV, just like we heard recently, and ordering their skinny double mocha latte with double shots of salted caramel. It's weird. Once again, America, if this is the culture that we're exporting to the rest of the world, if this is what people in Poland watch on YouTube videos and go, yeah, we want to be just like that. Oh my God. Boy, did we lose the plot. I hope whatever this disease is that we've got passes eventually or kills the host. One of the two, but this weird mix it's got to stop. Nope, here we go. Yep. Starbucks order. I'm assuming, yes, an oat milk skinny latte with salted caramel, double pump on top, and please write my name on the cup. That's Alicia with 4 Z's and a silent Q. I might be making that. We'll see. I presume when I finally upload this, I'm going to discover that you can only hear what I'm saying about 1 out of every 20 seconds. So there should be amusing. Anyway, what was I saying? I got to get a better camera. This phone sucks. Well, it would suck less if I hadn't dropped it so many times. I look weird without the hats. Need to get some more hats. And my eyebrows seem to be shrinking. I think my eyebrows are going bald. Great. As you get older, you get hair in all the places you don't need it. Lose it in all the places that you want it. Proof of God's eternal sense of humor. So, Uh, yeah, my work life is very eccentric, and I could spend a lot of time cursing that and going, yeah, yeah, channeling my inner Dr. McCoy. God damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a X. But I've actually enjoyed that. I can't stand routine. If I have to go into the same cubicle and run the same reports and take the same phone calls, reset passwords, and do the shit, blah, blah. I would eat a bullet. So I am a believer that whatever it is that you're calibrated for in the universe, it will find where you fit, and it'll put you there. Uh, you may not believe that that's who you are. May not believe that that's where you fit, and you may struggle against it, but the wisdom of the universe is really, really hard to fight against. Because last time I checked, universe wins every time. So far, Doug 0, universe 375 million 2. And counting. That's interesting. A electric Ford F-150 Lightning zero-emission vehicle. Looks fancy. It's kind of terrifying to watch something that weighs almost 3 tons sneak up to you, as silent as a bird. I'm sure in the future there's going to be an awful lot of people that weren't paying attention that are going to be surprised at how they're dead because they stepped in 4 tons of 60-mile-per-hour speeding steel and didn't hear it coming. Hope I'm not one of those. We will see. So I'm sure I was having a very condensed, very apt, very succinct conversation, but in my mind it sounds like I'm rambling to a cell phone that's half broken in the late afternoon of a Sunday on a porch next to a freeway. We'll see what reality is. Anyway, there is the who you think you are, and then there's the who you really are. There's the life you think you deserve, and there's the life that you get. And we'll say maybe that's the life you really deserve. I don't know. And being able to reconcile that and be okay that your life isn't what you thought it would be, but it's still going to be okay. Just roll with it. I think that's the solution to any type of peace. The being aggravated because the universe didn't give you what you thought you wanted, what you thought was right, and I guarantee you it probably wasn't. That's a recipe for a very unhappy existence. So, I had the opportunity. This last week has been Sukkot, or the Festival of Booths, I guess, as it's translated. Since I work for Jewish people, and they were very nice to allow me to attend some of their celebrations, and it was nice. It was it's a little foreign for me because I'm not Jewish, but very family thing. Lots of kids running around, lots of younger married couples, lots of talks about not politics, not Donald Trump, but just very superficial, casual stuff about life. How are you? How are the kids? Did you fix the roof? You had problems with your car last week. Did you get that tire fixed? And I'm reminded that, when I was a kid, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, this was normal for any economic class in the United States. Whether you were poor or whether you were rich, you got to have these weekend gatherings with the family and friends, and it was benign, and you did regular stuff and normal conversation. The kids are running around and everything's great. And I look at it now, and mostly in Southern California, that's gone. you have to be a certain level of six-figure salary to be able to live a life that would have been considered ordinary just a few decades ago. I didn't notice that transition because, well, gay, so I was too busy doing the gay lifestyle thing. Boy, that was a wasted couple of decades. um, but now that I've come to, and not in that lifestyle, and being normal human again, from the video, my head looks smaller than the rest of my body. Ew. I should film these things drunk more often. And I'm gonna have some beer. By the way, if you ever get a chance to me and Ed's Pizza, personal combo, and a nice glass of Ed's Red, finest thing on the planet. I had a dream that my Friday, my birthday for 59, which is a lot closer to 60 than I would really feel comfortable about. I was going to be able to be at home and have the perfect day. I was going to fix myself a very nice breakfast, and I was going to sit on the porch and drink my coffee and watch the sunrise over Bodfish Canyon, my favorite thing, and then have a light lunch, and then have a wonderful sunset affair on the porch with a nice glass of wine, little cheese, some salami, grapes, dried apricots, walnuts, all the wonderful things that I love, with a nice glass of California Vintage Pinot. Once again, the background noise and the slamming and the car alarms just adds to the ambiance. The California effect, shall we call it. Although I'm sure New Jersey is just as bad. And I was watching the sunset with my wonderful artisanal cheese and drink my wine. And then I was going to fix myself a nice steak. And that was going to be a perfect day. You can guess, because the universe has a sense of humor, I got none of that. So the closest approximation I got was sitting out here on the porch next to the freeway in Bakersfield, drinking a pitcher of beer and eating a pizza by myself. And not to say it was a bad couple of weeks. It was good, but it was, you know what it's like when circumstances arrange themselves so that you don't get what you wanted, and you keep not getting what you wanted. What you got wasn't bad, but it wasn't what you wanted. And it was that frustration. And finally I get to Sunday and I go, you're being a dumbass. By the grace of whatever powers control this universe, if there are any, you got to interact with people that you normally would never get a chance to interact with. And you got to experience some things that many people never get a chance to experience. And nobody tried to kill you, and you're not dying of cancer, and it was beautiful weather and blue skies, and you're in one of the places. I love that shit. I just love that shit. Where you have a dickhead 20-something-year-old in a leased motorcycle that takes the exhaust pipe off and makes a straight pipe so he can make more fucking noise than a goddamn 747 going over the sky. Because it's just a giant way of flipping his fingers off at everybody, going, fuck you and look at me. That ego, that's not going to serve you very well forever. Great for making enemies, not good for making friends. Anyway, I would like to think I wasn't like that when I was 20-something riding motorcycles. I didn't have a straight pipe on any of my bikes. Every time I hear that, I have this stranger running out on the street and attacking them with a baseball bat at the stop sign. That would be bad of me, wouldn't it? I'm sorry. At 59, perhaps it's the curmudgeon effect. Kids these days making all those loud noises and acting all weird. Eh. What else was I rambling on about? Oh, yeah. So I spent a few days just being angry that I didn't get what I wanted. And that took me away from being able to completely enjoy and be in the moment of what I was offered. And I had some time to meditate on that, if you will, and realize, I'm being an idiot. Be thankful you got anything. Be thankful you got a full stomach. There are billions of people on this planet that would fuck their grandmother's corpse for the opportunities that I get. And who am I to spit in God's eye and go, yeah, it's the wrong color. I wanted vanilla. No. Accept what you're given. Be thankful. Be humble. Once again, just talking to Mom and the Atari 2600, and mostly myself. So, this is a message to myself. Quit being a dick. Be humble. Be thankful. But one of my insights for the past couple of weeks has been, like this place, the difference between half-assing it and creating something that's actually a great experience was a matter of a few weeks more work and a few thousand more dollars, extra permit. And in the Western world, once again, we're in fuck it mode. Hey, I saved $100. Yeah, but for $100 more, you could have made it something that people really, their lives were enriched by. Instead, you made it a half-ass shitty nightmare. And I'm afraid that's where we sit so much in the 21st century. Over the last 35 or 40 years, where I've been busy earning a living and fucking around and doing whatever the hell I've done in my life, the world turned year by year more increasingly to shit because we got used to accepting this as normal, as acceptable, as this is the way it should be. This is elegant. This is upscale. No, it's not. Dumbasses. This is a horror show. And this is Bakersfield. This is where it's good. If I were filming in Los Angeles around the homeless tents, the human shit on the sidewalks, the animal shit on everything else, the graffiti, the broken bottles, the appliances, the abandoned appliances sitting on the street corners, the crazy people in the shopping carts weaving in and out of traffic, picking up plastic bottles to do, I have no idea what, I've never seen them trade one in. And we accept all this as, oh yeah, this is normal. Once again, I think you get the life you expect to get somehow. You get the world that you accept. This is not acceptable. We've gone too far. We need to start prying this back. There is a level of existence that is acceptable and conducive for human thriving. This is not it. We can do better. We have done better in the past. We can do better in the future. I would like to believe, I have no proof, but I am, believe it or not, a man of faith. And I believe that even human beings, mainly because we're lazy, even we can't fuck things up that thoroughly that it can't be clawed back and repaired. And we will. Unfortunately, people like me are going to have an awful lot of explaining to do to the generations of kids. They're going to take this shit and have to tear it down and rebuild it the right way. And there's going to be an awful lot of finger pointing of the, why in the hell did you let that happen? And the only thing I'm going to have to say as an excuse is, well, I was busy drinking beer and recording nonsense on a broken cell phone. This is me being zen. There are cycles to things. Unfortunately, it would seem kind of like a crab shell. You ever seen a crab molt? Look up a YouTube video on that. It's a disturbing thing watching a crab molt. In order to grow larger, their outside skin won't expand out, so they have to molt that and grow bigger skin every time. So you have to break what was before you can rebuild what will be. And me being a man of faith and a man of optimism, despite the last 30 minutes of conversation, I truly believe that certainly in my generation, I didn't understand the world I was looking at. Everything seemed to be commercialized, plasticized garbage where everyone was going through the motions and nobody believed in anything anymore, whether it be religion or democracy, or the moral superiority of the American way of life. We were all, for so many decades of my life, we were all just going through the motions and mouthing the words and pretending like it still had meaning, and it didn't. It went away. And we took what we had and we threw it against the wall and shattered it into a million pieces. And I would like to believe that was necessary. It is extremely painful. It is tedious. It is a lot of energy to relearn what we've lost, to glue the shit back together, not the same way it was before, but to build something better. And the cycle will continue throughout all eternity. And I think we're in that time. I think we're at a time where we're starting to pick through the broken pieces on the floor and trying to find what's salvageable and try and rebuild, keep the things that were important, the things that mattered, discard the shit that's no longer relevant anymore, invent some new shit that needs to be added that's appropriate to the current times, and move forward. But, the pain and heartache on the way. Anyway, delightful, cheery conversations for a 59th birthday. Anyway, once again, guy with funny hat, without funny hat, on the 59th birthday, over and out.